Hello, this is Senora Sanchez, and today I'm going to be talking to you about verbs. Within Unit 3, we're going to be learning about how to conjugate or to change AR, ER, and IR verbs. For this lesson, I'm going to just focus on changing AR verbs. And remember, a verb is an action word. So, for example, run, jump, sing, dance. Those are all different types of actions that you can have. So within Unit 3, what do you like to do? We're going to be learning about different verbs. If you go through your vocab list, and on starting with number 34, going through 82, you can see that there are a variety of different verbs that we would be able to choose from. When we discuss AR verbs are simply just verbs in Spanish that end in AR. That also goes for ER, I, and IR verbs. They are just verbs that end in AR, ER, IR. We can look at number 49 and see that that is an example of an AR verb because it ends in AR. Same thing with 52, 55, and so forth. If we were to look at number 54, we could see that that is an IR verb because it ends in IR. 58 is an example of an ER verb because it ends in ER. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some terminology that we're going to see within this unit that has to deal with verbs. So again, remember that AR verbs are simply just Spanish verbs that end in AR. The verb ending is going to change based on who is doing the action. In English, an example would be I sing, he sing, we sing. But when we talk about AR verbs, based on the subject pronoun, yo, which is I, to, which is you, and so forth, that we had learned in Unit 2, we're going to change the ending of the verb. There are two different types of terminology that we're going to need to know for this unit. The first one is going to be infinitive. An infinitive basically means that you have a verb and you have not changed it. So for example, I put down the verb cantar. Cantar in Spanish means to sing. Notice that I did not change the ending of the verb, and you continue to see that it ends in AR. The stem of the verb would be the verb without the AR, ER, or IR ending. Example, if I took that same verb cantar and removed the AR, I would be left with can't, and can't would therefore be my stem. Now let's look at the verb chart that will help us use, that we will use to change the AR verbs. For the yo form, we are going to take off the AR of the verb, which is leaving us with our stem, and we're going to put an O. For the to form, we're going to add an AS. For the LAU form, we would then add an A. For the nosotros form, we would add AMOS. Vosotros form, we would use A with the accent, IS. And then for the ellos, ustedes form, we would use an AN. So let's now see this in motion. For this example, I'm going to use the verb hablar, which means to speak. For the yo form, the first step I would have to put my verb into its stem form. Notice that I had taken the AR off of the verb hablar and was left with the stem HABL. Since I'm going to be using the yo form, I would then add an O, and my verb hablar would then change to hablo. So if I want to say that I speak, I would say yo hablo. Next we have the to form. Again, I'm going to take off the AR from my verb hablar, and then since it's the to form, I'm going to add AS. Now I have tu hablas, which means you speak. Next, I have the subject pronoun él, ella, and usted. I am first going to take off the AR at the end of the verb, and I'm going to add an A. Now I have él habla, ella habla, and usted habla, which means he speaks, she speaks, you speak. Now I have nosotros and nosotras. I am first going to take off the AR and I'm going to add AMOS. Now I have nosotros hablamos, which means we speak. Next I have vosotros. I'm going to take off the AR and I'm going to add an A with an accent, I and S. Vosotros habláis. That is you all speak. Last, I have ellos, ellas, and ustedes. I'm going to take off the AR. My stem would be HABL. Sorry about that. And then I'm going to add AN. And then I'm left with ellos hablan, ellas hablan, and ustedes hablan. They speak, you all speak. Remember that based on who is doing the action, you will change the end of the verb accordingly. So for another example, if I have the verb cantar, which means to sing, notice that I'm not being specific on who's doing the action. In Spanish, in order to be specific, we have to change the ending of the verb. So for example, if I want to say I sing, I would say yo canto, because first I would have to remove the AR from the verb cantar to get to my stem, and then I would add the O. It is simple as that. A fun way to learn the endings of the different AR verbs is through the song En la clase. If we look, it's trying to get you to learn the different endings. When we say o, as, a, amos, an, you can also notice that there is one missing, and that is the vosotros form, ais. If you look down here, they're trying to give you an example of the ways that you can change the verb hablar. So yo hablo, I speak. Tu hablas, you speak. Y usted habla, and you formal speak. Nosotros hablamos, we speak. Y ustedes hablan, and you all speak. Yo hablo, tú hablas, I speak, you speak. Y ella habla, and she speaks. Nosotros hablamos, we speak. Y ellos hablan, and they speak. Yo trabajo en la clase de matemáticas. I work in the class of mathematics. Él estudia en la clase de inglés. He studies in the class of English. Ellos dibujan en la clase de arte. They draw in the class of art. Nosotros escuchamos en la clase de español. We speak in the class of Spanish. I hope that this video has helped you learn the ways that you can change the forms of the verbs that end in AR.